It is.
It is time. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 9th, regularly scheduled meeting of the Warren Town Council. As you can see, I am not Council President Joseph DePasquale. I am Council Vice President Carrie Cronin. Joseph is still recovering from a series of surgeries with more to come. If anybody here in the room or anybody who's listening has good thoughts and prayers for him, I would encourage you to do those, whatever it is that you can. He needs all of our best energy and thoughts right now. So he's doing fine, but he's fighting. In a moment, we will all raise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And after we say the pledge, I'll ask you all to remain standing for a moment of silence for two members of the Warren community who were so important to the entire town and especially right here in Town Hall. We lost Dave Friedrich, who served 12 years on the council, two as president, and was such a devoted member of the community, so generous and so kind and so giving. He served on the Warren Conservation Commission. He was on the Open Space Committee. He was on State Farm Service Agency, the USDA Farm Service Agency. He was a member of the Kickamuit Grange. He helped build floats for the Bristol 4th of July Parade and won Best in Show one year, as well a local business owner. And as a local business owner, anytime anybody asked for anything, he gave. And he was just a real example of a great citizen in this community, and he will be dearly lost. And then we lost Betty Johnson, who worked in Town Hall for 31 years and was just beloved and devoted and loyal. And she retired, and then she came back and worked some more and just gave to the town so just selflessly. And she will be so missed. I know, especially so by many members of the town hall. So let's rise for the pledge and then stay standing for that. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may sit. All right, the first part of our meeting is always public comment. And at public comment, we invite anybody in the community to come forward and ask questions, present anything that is of value to the council, or, thank you, Sandy, or bring forward any kind of problem. We are not able to take any action on anything that comes before us here at public comment, but know that you are being heard by the council, the town manager, and the department heads. So comments at public comment will often initiate future agenda items and action. So we have Jeffrey Smith from 14 Barney Street. If you'd like to come forward.
It's on. All right. Good evening. My name's Jeffrey Smith. My address is 14 Barney Street. I'm here to ask council to reject or table the proposed ordinance under Chapter 4, Building and Building Regulations, Article 10, Automatic License Plate Reader, APLR, Section 4 of 199 regarding ALPR on private property. I served in municipal government for over 25 years, and I deeply respect the role of local code enforcement. And I also appreciate the fact that this ordinance was introduced with the best of intentions. However, this ordinance is a severe overreach of property rights, is completely unenforceable, and exposes the town to unnecessary legal liabilities. I urge you to reject or amend this proposal for 4 reasons. First, it creates an unenforceable nightmare for our building inspector. Because this is being placed under the building code, enforcement falls on the building officer. I have 2 photographs. One is an APLR device. The other is a standard unregulated home security camera.
Thank
Hope you
you.
don't mind sharing. They look nearly identical. To enforce this ban, the building inspector would need an open invitation to enter private property and inspect the resident's camera, its computers, and his internet usage. The ordinance outlines 0 privacy protections for homeowners against these intrusive inspections. Second, it ignores the reality of rapidly advancing AI technology. With high-resolution cameras and modern AI software, any standard outdoor security camera can be programmed to read license plates. If you ban ALPRs today, the next logical step under this flawed framework would be banning all outdoor security cameras or monitoring residents' internet usage. Furthermore, this completely blocks residents from using emerging safety tools such as automated stalking alerts for individuals living under restraining orders or PFAs. Third, it sets a dangerous precedent for stripping property rights. Unlike the rest of Chapter 4, having a camera does not negatively impact the safety of neighboring properties. If council establishes that it can inspect homes to regulate recording devices, what stops future councils from using home inspections to regulate firearms or mandate how residents can use their spare bedrooms to address our current housing shortage? Finally, the true goal of this ordinance is not the elimination of cameras, but rather what it does with the data. If this ordinance was written to make it illegal to utilize license plate data for harassment, illegal purposes, or whatever its proponents are concerned with, it would not have the negative consequences that I've outlined with your current ordinance. But as written, you're starting down the path of eroding property rights from which there's no logical stopping point. As written, this ordinance is a step towards excessive government control. It cannot be fairly enforced and will ultimately get the town sued without achieving its sponsor's true objectives. There is a solution to addressing whatever privacy concerns you may have for people traveling on public thoroughfares, but this ordinance, as written, is not the answer. Please table this ordinance until it can be amended to address your real concerns. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
May I just ask a question?
Yep.
Gentlemen? Well, thank you. That was one of the things I was going to mention, just to provide a copy to the clerks, but I think we have this as an item on the agenda, so this would not be the proper time, but I don't think there would be any objection to including Mr.
Smith.
Mr. Smith's item, or comments, I should say, under that agenda item. So thank you. It seems like you very much researched and thought very reflectively about this ordinance. So thank you for your comments.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Is there nobody else in the room? Please come forward, introduce yourself, your name, your address.
Hi, I'm Dave Weed, 23 Bridge Street in Warren. Pass this. Reach that one. I'm just here to give you a heads up on a project that has been underway for the last year to upgrade the Massasoit Spring on Baker Street. This is a project of the Massasoit Historical Association. Deb Jobin couldn't be here tonight, but I'm speaking on her behalf. It was a collaboration with the Warren Volunteer Gardeners, with the Pokanoket tribe represented by Sachem Tracy, and also 3 of the neighbors in the area were invited, and part of that process took place last year. We were hoping we would have a new marker that you see in front of you up by now, but things take time. Chuck Staten and his crew expect to be placing that on the stone wall that you see behind it. The marker's all done, but it needs to be attached so people can read it. It's an important monument in the town. It's had very little attention, but if you go by there sometime, you'll see that the Volunteer Gardeners Association has done a fabulous job of planting native plants in there, and they're all growing well, and the place looks terrific. If you don't have any questions, I'll see you when we invite you to a dedication sometime in the next month or so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Weed. And yes, it looks beautiful down there. The planting around it is quite nice. Is there nobody else who wanted to speak on anything? Please come forward.
I just wanted to really thank all the elected officials that were there for the Memorial Day weekend event. You know, as you know,
I'm going to stop you. John Bento.
I'm sorry, it's 772 Main Street in Warren.
Great, thank you. For the record.
Yeah, for the record, of course. You know, I had that ceremony now that starts on Friday with the Hugh Cole School event, and then we do the Vietnam Memorial event on Sunday, and then we do the event down at the wharf on Monday morning, and we move it to the town common, although this time we had to bring it into the armory and we had to cancel the parade. But just want to thank all the elected officials, the town manager, the support from fire, from police, from transfer station, all the other groups that you had working in it. So I thought it went over very well. I had a lot of compliments. Certainly I need to redirect and pivot that all to you all. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
A great weekend. All right, last call. I know that there is a letter from a couple who are here this evening in correspondence that we can either pull and address now if you wanted to speak, Mr. White or Ms. Coltrane. We can pull, if I have a motion from the council to pull C15.
I'll make a motion. Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a letter from Mr. Tim White from One Stonegate Road. I believe all the council has received and read and absorbed. I know I have. I know that you've talked to our DPW director.
I did.
Yeah. So
So we had a great meeting, and part of the problem is moving forward rather than dwelling on past experiences we've had with DPW, I guess. So, you know, I'm looking forward to a better future after meeting with Mary. It's about value, you know. The roads this year particularly got out of hand by the time they were paved. And I understand that 70 potholes or something like that were filled on Long Lane, Barton, and Tuisset Road, but it's not a favor to fill those potholes. We need them done. I mean, things this year, some of the roads like Barton is narrow enough. And when vehicles are traveling down the middle in both directions to avoid the worst curbs or edges, I don't know if anybody took me up on my offer to just drive on out and have a look, but I challenge you to stay in your lane and see what you think. You know, do you want to subject your vehicle to that every day with every trip in and out of town? We don't have options. You know, there's not like, I guess we could go around all the way through, you know, through Swansea, but it's, you know, that's not the point. And in the past, when I brought these up, you know, I got endless excuses of why the roads are that way, but they are that way. Here we are. So, you know, the last thing I want to do is seem like we're coming at it with a pitchfork mentality. I'd rather ask, that's why I sent it to you guys rather than going back through DPW. Because if there's one thing I learned from Mr. Wheeler, it's that you guys have to prioritize it. You know, they're glad to do it, but the money's got to be set aside and allocated. We need a plan moving forward. Let's try to do one a year, one of just the worst spot a year. You know, it's a little out of hand right now. Someone asked someone to paint some spots, and then the whole road got painted and everyone thought the whole thing was getting done. And it's, you know, I think a little asphalt would go a long way. I think that for what we're paying in property taxes, it's not too much to ask. That we prioritize it a little bit. Being on the planning board, I see action items, and I know a lot of them come with other grants for seawalls and, I ask my kids how it works, wanting something and not having any money for it, it doesn't work out. So,
Mr. White, you had a good meeting with Mary.
yes.
Yeah,
And I'm
Mary's-
looking forward to-
Mary was heaven sent. She's good, and I know she's going to address it. We talked about different ways of doing it. We are limited as far as resources, but instead of patches, maybe we can do some short grinding and take care of the problems, because patches they only last for so long. So I think that we're on the right track. But I really
Yeah.
thank you for bringing it up. But let me just say this. In your letter, we don't try to prioritize, we prioritize the whole community, and sometimes we're limited to resources. And I want to get a lot of things done in town, but I also realize that we're limited to how many people we have, summer and stuff, but I think Mary's going to get it done for you.
When I say prioritize, I don't mean that Tuiscit or any area of town should be prioritized over anybody else. This is based on the road report from the inspections that were done in 2022. I believe the report was issued in 2023 that lists Barton as one of the 3 worst roads in Warren, behind Serpentine and maybe a couple others. And I don't know how many of those have been repaired to date, but I don't know what good the report did that prioritized the roads and showed the roads that need the most attention if none of them were addressed. The prices have only gone up and the roads have only gotten worse. So, when I say prioritize, it's based on that, which the report that was issued to Warren, that's what that report listed as the worst roads. And that's the only way we could really fairly do it is, what road is really, falling apart as we speak. So
You had a lot of confidence in Mary's going to get it done for you.
no, and it was a great meeting. And and the most important thing to do is to move forward. The roads are what they are, the trees are what they are. And moving forward is the important part. So,
Well, we are all up here committed to, as we always have been, to giving the best level of service to the entire town. And I apologize if there's ever been a feeling that Tuiscit has been unfairly, if there's been a perception that there's any animosity between any parts of town. I mean, you can talk for days just right at the coffee depot, and there's like the North End and the East Warren and this part and that part. And, it's all based, I think, on community pride. And we are proud of the part of town that is Tuiscit and the value it brings to the community. So from this council's perspective, I think I can speak for us all and say that we value the roads and the citizens and the open space that is in Tuiscit as much as the thriving downtown community or any of the other neighborhoods. It's just a question, and I think this.
it's all
now.
part of what makes Warren, of course.
It is, but
It's both halves.
it comes down to dollars and cents, and we do our very best. There is not a penny left unspent at the end of a budget cycle. And I encourage you and anybody here in the room and anybody who's listening to come and participate during the budget process, because it is a public, transparent process where we welcome people to come forward when we're addressing the different departments. And during the DPW discussion, if you feel like you'd like to see more money put into DPW and we can find it, we would, but we happen to know that there's a failure in one of the compactors at DPW right now. It's unfathomable to really figure out how we're going to pay for that. And that's going to impact the entire town. And it's a heavy weight that we bear up here. So I truly appreciate you bringing this forward and pointing these things out. I'm sure many of the people in Tuiscit appreciate it too. But I completely find false the fact that there's any measure of favoritism shown to any one part of town. It's just, we're doing our best. And we appreciate that you've come forward and put this in writing. So I hope you will see better communication going forward, because we can't look back.
Sure. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Hearing none, we will move forward with the agenda. The first part are interviews, and there is one position available on the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, although I thought we dissolved that board. Did we not?
I was gonna bring up the same question. Do we need that board? I mean, we have a planner now. I would like her to research it and come back to us with a recommendation if that's possible.
Yeah, I think when we, at the end of the interviews portion, we maybe want to hold off on including that committee as part of the open positions. Next is the Bristol Warren School District Budget and Declining Enrollment Group. There's one position available of 2 members. John Bento has applied. If you would come forward and let us know why you are interested in serving.
I was approached by 2 members of the town council to see if I'd be interested in participating. And I am. I've got 12 years of experience on the school committee. I've gone through the school system myself, my kids have. So if I can help in any way, be very happy to do it.
I appreciate that.
You're actually the perfect candidate.
Yeah, I think John's perfect for this. I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I wasn't even gonna ask that question of, do you have time to make it to the meetings? Because we don't even know when the meetings are, but with your appointment, I would imagine you and Councilman Trombley will get together
Great.
and reach out to the other communities to get the process started.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Good
you, John.
evening,
I'll be in
everyone.
touch.
Sounds good.
All righty, we have 3 positions available on the Economic Development Board. We have 1 alternate position available on the Juvenile Hearing Board.
Can I, on
Miss-
the Economic Development Board, I was on the council 20-something odd years when we put it together, and the reason why you see 8 members on that board was because 8 members applied. And so I think that's something that we should refer also to the planner to see if that number could be reduced to a more manageable number. And let her get back to us next month.
All right, let's make note of that for next month's agenda. Thank you.
Do we need those in the form of a motion or anything?
Now,
We don't.
I don't,
Great.
yeah.
Perfect.
the Juvenile Hearing Board, there is 1 alternate position available, though we do have, never mind, it's not from that one. The Planning Board, there are 2 alternate positions available. And the 250th Commission, there are 4 positions available, but as we inch closer to the actual 250th, you seem to be doing a pretty stellar job. So if somebody wants to come in and be appointed, we're happy to do that. But if anybody wants to just volunteer, reach out to Sarah Weed. So with that, do we have a motion about advertising?
Carrie, can we hold that motion till after we get done with the resignations?
We-
can include those positions as well.
Yes, and we do have discussion and action regarding the advertisement of open positions and a request to the town clerk to send an appreciation letter to the following resigning board members. Zoning Board of Review member, Charles Thibodeau Jr. How many years has Mr. Thibodeau been on the zoning board? Do you know off the top of your head? It's been many.
He was on the planning board before that as
Yeah,
well,
so
I want to say 8, but that would just be a guess.
yes. Tax Board of Assessment Review member Douglas Jablinski and Tax Board of Assessment Review member Julie Coelho.
I'll make a motion to accept their resignations and send an appreciation letter and to advertise those positions with the previously mentioned open positions on the other boards and commissions,
Except for affordable housing.
except for affordable housing.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next we come to petitions. We have,
You got the minutes?
oh, sorry. I'm looking at the the printed copy, and I'm scrolling on my screen as well. Do we have a motion to accept, or has everybody reviewed the May 12th regularly scheduled meeting minutes? And do we have a motion to accept them?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Consent agenda. We have P1 through P8. Have you all reviewed? Do you have any reason to discuss?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we come to P9. It is a request for a one-day entertainment license from Sarah Weed of 23 Bridge Street for Saturday, July 11th. It is an event taking place from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. at Burrs Hill Park. It's the 4th of July finale. I'm sure Ms. Weed will tell us more about it. She plans a storyteller, 2 bands, and a bonfire.
That's true. And in addition, we'll be dedicating another sign, a commemorative sign about the involvement of Warren folks in the Revolutionary War, which will be placed right in front of the Liberty Tree, which was recently dedicated. So at 4 o'clock, that's when we'll do the dedication of the sign, followed by the storyteller, 2 bands, and then a bonfire. And we hope to be done by 10 o'clock.
And have you talked to both the fire and police chief about the safety issues surrounding bonfire?
Yes, we have.
Where's the location of the bonfire gonna be?
In the baseball diamond.
Okay, like right in the middle, away from everything?
Away
Right.
from the new trees?
Okay.
You need wood?
Yes, we do.
All right, it's good to know. I'll bring some down. I won't have to pay to get rid of it. Cheap. I make a motion to approve.
We also will have a free ice cream for 3 hours from a ice cream truck.
Very exciting.
Do you get more ice cream if you bring wood?
We'll see what we can do.
I just had 2 questions on this, Madam President.
Yep.
So the first question I had is, will it be amplified music or acoustic for the bands?
We're well aware of the 72 decibel rating, and we've informed the bands of that.
Okay. And then will the music continue all the way to 10, or will it stop short sometime before that?
I figure the bonfire will be lit around 8:30 or so, so the music will be over by then.
All right, thank you very much. I'll make a motion to approve is it just P9? Yes.
P9, yep. I'll second.
Wasn't sure if there was a second one. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you there.
Yep. Thank you. P10 is a request for a one-day entertainment license from Hadley and Peter Arnold. Oh, there's Hadley. From 21 Linden Street for Friday, June 19th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at 21 Linden Street. It's a Juneteenth performance. Tell us about the event.
Thank you. Hadley Arnold, 21 Linden Street. The former St. Mark's Church has quite a bit of space open in its main sanctuary, and our intent is to invite approximately 120 members of the public to come see a reading of an original play written by Gail Burton. It explores the interior life of 4 freedom fighters, 4 Black abolitionists from the 19th century. And we're partnering with Bristol Historical Preservation Society to reach out to the public and have an open house reading and discussion to follow, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Friday, June 19th.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
On a momento, you have talked to both fire and police.
Yes, I
to
have.
ensure safety and.
Yes, I have. We're going to be following up, and Lieutenant Ferrer has touched base from Warren PD and Building Department as well.
Great, thank you. So we have a motion, and do we have a second?
Yep, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you. Hope to see you there.
Thank you.
All right, P11, request for a one-day entertainment license from Nicole Ferrara of 173 Twisett Road for Saturday, July 25th, 2 to 6 at Burrs Hill Park. It's the East Bay Community Family Day.
Yes.
Tell us about your event.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm Nicole Ferrara, and I've lived in this town my entire life. I love it. We are together with a group called Together. It's a nonprofit, Christ-centered group that is collaborating with pastors in the East Bay and leaders of ministry in the East Bay of Rhode Island. We would like to spend the day at Burrs Hill from 2 to 6. We're going to have food trucks, We're inviting a lot of children and families to come. We're going to have like touch-a-truck and a bouncy house and live music. It looks like it's going to be more than a two gospel group now. We'd like to have a full band if that's okay. And if we have to apply for an amplified license, we'll do whatever we have to do to comply. I doubt we'll be any louder than Young Neil and the Vipers is in the summer. So I doubt it will be that loud, but we can find out exactly whatever we need for you guys. We're trying to get people together in the community for a fun day that's uplifting and connecting people together to churches in the area. If they don't go to a church, we're going to have all kinds of people that, booths and different people there that we can connect the community to different churches. So it's going to be a great day, and, no alcohol. We don't need an alcohol license. So we're just going to be selling, waters and
Make a motion, we amend the application to include a live band. And 3 to 6 is the hours.
2 to about 5:30.
2
I
to
think we'll
6.
stop breaking down about 5:30.
Say 2 to 6.
I'll second that motion.
I will just remind you, you have, you mentioned food trucks,
Yes.
and you are choosing food trucks from the list of approved who have the mobile food.
They sent me the list, and we will make sure that they are all approved and have licenses. Yes, absolutely.
And obviously fire and safety, police.
We haven't had a chance to speak, but it's a event, so we just asked that.
Contingent.
We don't see any issue with it, but.
Well, I'm just, that was just to amend the application.
Yeah, so we can vote on that and then do that.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor of amending the application to include a live band?
Aye.
Aye.
Now I'll make a motion that we grant the one-day entertainment license pending, not to be issued until approved by the fire and police.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Steve.
I'm up next, but it needs to be canceled, unfortunately, because St. Thomas Church called me and just told me recently that I can't have it that night. And they tried to give me, St. Alexander's and St. Mary's, and it's just not working out right now. So I'm going to have to revisit this in a few weeks.
Alrighty, so we are going
Make a
to,
motion, we withdraw P12.
Yeah, thank you, though. I
Second.
appreciate it.
thank you.
Nicole, before you leave, thank you so much for what you do. You do so much for the community.
Thank you, Louis.
Say
I
hi to your
appreciate
dad.
it. I will. I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
We just need to vote on.
Do we need to vote on it with, that it's withdrawn?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I made a motion, it was seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. P13, request permission to close Luther Street during, wait, was this the event? No.
P13.
But that's not, that event was not
No, that was
connected
P12.
to P12. So request permission to close Luther Street during the event from St. Mary of the Bay Church. Is Millie come on down briefed for Saturday, October 10th with the rain date of the 17th from 9 to 3 at St. Mary of the Bay property.
I remember they were here
Yeah.
before, and we had asked them to get confirmation from the funeral home, and I do see the letter
Yes.
on the back
Yep.
of the application.
Yep.
We went through this whole thing last time, so I'll make a motion that we approve.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well-
Also, thank you for what you do. I know you
Yes,
do a lot.
please.
And just to note that we're having food trucks from the list both. Everything else, the games and the prizes and the bouncy houses all free to the community. So it's a free event, pretty much.
We love it.
Thank you.
And P14 is request for outdoor seating from Spaghetti Lane via Porta LLC. Is Nathan, come on down, Mr. Cooperman, at 495 Main Street. So you would like to have outdoor seating at your establishment?
Yes, absolutely. If possible, we have room for about 2 or 3 tables on the street. It would be great.
Okay, and has this, I am a little fuzzy on the order. Did this go to zoning first? Or planning, or it's you approve, fire and police have approved this, but it is the same use as the previous owner, so it is
Okay.
Same locations?
Same
Chair?
location,
Yep,
yeah.
495. Yep.
As my concern was gonna be make sure that we maintain an ADA act. Now, this is in the back, though. This isn't even on the sidewalk, is it? No.
No, this is out
This would
front.
be
It is out front.
It is out
but,
front on the
yeah.
sidewalk?
It'd only be one side because on Main Street, it's kind of slanted on one side, so I don't think we can put any tables there.
Okay,
It's a side closer to Coffee Depot.
okay, yeah, we just want to make sure that we do maintain an ADA
Yeah.
compliant pathway through there.
Yep.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
We wish you good weather.
This one says it shows.
All right. Ordinance 01, Chapter 4, Building and Building Regulations, Article 10, Automatic License Plate Reader, ALPR, Section 4-19, Private Property. Councilman Trombley had brought this forward. I think we had some valuable feedback from the community. Is there anything you would like to amend or change or comment?
I believe that I'd like to move this to the next meeting. Would we need a motion to that effect?
Yes, you do.
What would be the form of the motion, Tony?
Move to continue the matter to the July meeting.
I'll make a motion to move to continue this matter to the July meeting.
Do we have a second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Opposed.
Means the motion dies, so now we take up the matter of the ordinance. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Well, is there a motion on the ordinance?
I think that there is, I am guessing that Councilman Trombley wanted to take more of a look at it and possibly come back with an amended ordinance.
Well,
or-
we've had someone give testimony here tonight. I don't know, is there anyone else here to give testimony? I presume not, but it's usually a courtesy to give the opportunity to reflect on public comment, but if this is the option that we have, well, obviously it's going to tie, so it doesn't matter. So I'll just stop talking now.
I will make a motion that we approve the second reading.
Second. Lynn.
It's just very bad.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion dies, starts over at the beginning.
Mr. DeSisto,
If it's a,
I'm puzzled here. We have two who oppose. We have one who,
You haven't voted yet.
I have not voted yet because I am in favor of looking at this for another month.
So then what you do is join those that voted to reject the ordinance. So that next month, you can ask for it to be reconsidered in the Robert's rules. So, but if you vote to approve, then you can't do that.
Oh, okay, well then I.
That's kind of out of line. You giving advice.
Yeah, it's
You
clarification.
know, that's kind
I,
of out of line. You giving advice.
Oh, come on.
it's not, he answered a direct question because I did not know that that was how the, a vote for or against what the results would be. So then I vote nay. And if Councilman Trombley chooses to bring him back up again next month, he may do so.
Wouldn't I be the one that have to withdraw my motion to reject it, to get it brought back up?
Somebody on the prevailing side can vote to have it reconsidered. My guess is that if there is a reconsideration of it, and it starts at square one, and there can be amendments that they want to be.
So either way, it starts at square one again.
Correct.
Yeah, yes, all right, so that's the same thing. By the, whether she, which either way she voted, it was starting again from the beginning.
But I still think I'd be good.
So it starts again at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which way she voted.
All right, moving on. Correspondence, we have now 14 items as we have already pulled 15th and discussed at the beginning. Does anybody wish to pull any of these? I would make note that all of these resolutions are if any of these are being considered, they are being considered right now as we speak and will be decided upon by Thursday or Friday. So I don't think there's much value in pulling any. But that said, does anybody want to pull anything
No,
to
but
discuss?
I think this gentleman that spoke is puzzled about what we just did. So if you could explain to him.
You should explain it.
So right now it's dead. So if he wants to bring it back, he'll have to bring it back next month. Yeah.
I didn't hear vote where the chair said the motion fails.
That she voted to support my motion, she voted against it, so the motion failed.
Was there a complete vote? I did not hear. what
Yeah,
you
it was
said.
3-1
Okay.
against.
As long as you.
Yeah, it was 3-1 again.
And I will state it more clearly right now. The vote went 3-1 and the motion failed. Thank you for asking. New business, NB1, discussion and action regarding extended business hours for World Cup events. Councilman Trombley brought this forward, and perhaps you'd like to speak on it?
Yeah, so the World Cup is coming up in just a few days. I wanted to put this on the agenda because legislation's been passed at the state level, which permits municipalities such as ourselves to allow businesses to have extended business hours because the World Cup events are played at all times of day because they're international. So they're not always on prime time. And I wanted to bring this to the council because I wanted to know what the process would be, because obviously since it's starting in a few days, if a business wanted to do that, but if they had to come for the council, the World Cup would already be over because we only meet on a monthly basis. So part of it is to try to figure out what the proper, and I asked Brian, the town manager, about what the proper form would be to give special license potentially, or whatever the manager solicitor felt was appropriate, so that if a business or organization did want to have a special event, a watch party, that they could do so. So I'll defer to the town manager and solicitor if they have opinions as to what form.
So the laws that were passed, S 2627 sub A and H 8009 sub A, were assigned by the governor on May 29th, so they're effective. And basically what those laws do is allow for local licensing authorities such as yourself to extend the licenses of liquor license holders to serve on certain days till 3 a.m. and stay open till 4 a.m. And the language specific is operate beyond normal closing time and until up to 4 a.m., although the last drink can be served at 3 a.m. It's not a requirement. It's discretionary on the council's part. And you're only allowed to do that if you want to do it on these days, June 11th, 13th, 14th, 16th, 17th, 19th, 20th, the 22nd to 23rd, and the 27th, as well as July 2nd and 3rd. I'm assuming that that's when the matches are being played. In order for a licensee to apply and get the license, they have to apply 14 days prior to the day that they want to extend their license. So if someone applied tomorrow to extend the license, they would be eligible for June 27th, July 2nd, and July 3rd. But again, it's not something that you have to grant.
Would they still have to come, if they apply, would we still have to meet to
Yeah.
grant it?
Yes. So you would, because your meeting is the second Tuesday in July,
We'd have to have a special meeting.
you'd have to have a special meting for it.
I gotta tell you, my mom always said, nothing good comes out of having people out after 11 o'clock. I don't see this to be a benefit.
I don't
to
see any
anyone.
reason for Warren having something like this either, yeah.
It's not a requirement, but it's something that you can do. And you can only do that if someone applies. In other words, this isn't a blanket. A licensed establishment would have to make the application.
Okay, before we go speaking freely, we can take turns to speak because this was Councilman Trombley's agenda item. I'll let him speak first, and then Councilman Rigo, and then Councilman Hanley, and then I will give my opinion before we decide.
I mean, I defer to the will of the council. This is just a bill that's been submitted. We have a large Portuguese population. Portugal is prominent World Cup team. We have other people who are fans. And we do have a great number of businesses in town that might benefit from having extended hours. Perhaps they will not take up the opportunity, especially since, as the solicitor has just identified, that it takes 15 days or 14 days to begin the process. But I at least wanted to get it out there so that if there are businesses in town that want to have a special event, they could apply. So we don't have to take any action on it if we don't want to. That was just my intent to bring this to the council's and to the public's attention.
Thank you. Mr. Rigo, did you have anything?
No, I think Derek had good intentions. I
Yeah.
just don't think it would be a wise thing for us to do here.
Yeah,
Warren.
I would like to hear the police chief's opinion on this.
Well, my opinion here is that from a practicality and from a financial position, I believe the police chief would say that we don't have the staff to cover those hours if a local business was to come forward and say, I want to be open until 4 a.m. and hosting a party, and it would require additional safety measures be taken. And I don't believe that we have the coverage for that right now. I also, as a small business owner and the president of our Merchants Association, have not heard from a single business saying that they were interested in hosting any such events. And we've known that the World Cup is coming to the area and will be happening for a long time. And I think that, it would have been prudent for anybody putting on such events to have planned them in advance and reached out to the council to see if there were any, permits required. So I think, yes, in the spirit of providing our community of businesses the opportunity, I think that's a reasonable thing to offer. I don't know that it is realistic for us or even anything that anybody wants. If we choose not to take action, the opportunity still exists. And if a business applies tomorrow and says, I want to do this, we could agree to convene a special meeting and decide, or we could say we're declining and not going to do it. But Chief Borges, am I correct in the financial and the staffing?
And also, Nuvia is one of the competitors. That's the state. I think we would have to look at each situation and examine it. Okay, it's about time to for us. Bristol, longer.
Understood. Ms. Baroni, was that audible?
It was.
Okay.
Tony won.
Mr. DeSisto, solicitor.
There is a 9-day window for someone to apply.
Right.
June 10th to June 19th. That's the first thing. If an applicant applies, I think the council would then have to make a decision as to whether or not they would have a special meeting within that 9-day time period. So that's the real decision you have to make. Any licensee can apply, but you're not required to even hear it. You have an opportunity to hear it, and you have an opportunity to say yes or no. And if you say no, there's no appeal to that. So to me, you've got to decide, first, if someone applies, there's a 9-day window to act on this. That's what you're looking at.
So if we don't hear anything within 9 days, then
That's
it's moot.
done.
So it was good that he put it on the agenda because we're showing our intentions, because if we didn't talk about this and show our intentions, somebody could apply and we'd have to make a decision then, correct?
I think it's this was a good forum to, this law, by the way, didn't pass, really less than 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good opportunity to just let people know what this is, and you can discuss it so that it's not a surprise if somebody does apply.
All right, so if our intentions is not to detain this, and they came in front of the clerk's office for an application, she would say that we're not going to allow it, correct?
If the application is had, and the notification was made to the council, and the decision was not to meet, then the clerk would tell them, yes, they're not going to meet. They're not interested.
But what if we could deny, we could make a motion to not entertain any licenses requests for this here. tonight?
Yes, you can.
So I'll make a motion not to entertain any licenses for business after hours for the World Cup event.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
All righty. The motion does not pass. NB2, discussion and action regarding developing a plan to increase OPEB contributions to ADC level. So Councilman Trombley again has brought this forward. Go ahead.
Yes, so obviously we've had discussions about the sort of legislation that's going on with regard to this. So basically, what I'd like to do with this direction is to instruct the town finance director and the budget committee to develop a plan to increase our OPEB contributions to the ADC level. That would put those funds in a trust, which would provide sustainable funding sources for that, which would mean that basically we're more financially secure. It doesn't mean we have to follow the plan, but it would direct them to develop one so that we can review it and decide how we want to proceed with that. So that's what I'm hoping we can pass.
Councilman
Yeah,
Rigo.
my only concern is like right now we have 4 times the amount that we pay out. And my question is, what is the ADC level? To make a motion to reflect what the ADC level is, not knowing what that is, I think is kind of dangerous. Do you have any idea what that would be?
I do. It's in the municipal finance trend report that we all received a few months ago. I don't know off the top of my head. I believe it's about 450,000 more than we currently have in the account, which is, I believe, we have about 227,000, which would mean it would be approximately 680,000.
So we have about $1.3 million right now in that account.
No, not in that account.
In that trust account, we have the finance director right here. How much is in that trust fund? Right, so we do have.
Well, we don't, because that's what the financial trend report says. It says that we aren't funding it to that level.
I don't have a problem with your motion as long as you took out to the ADC levels. So having a plan, I have no problems. I just don't want to be locked into someone else's decision of how much we should have.
I unfortunately can't agree to that because then there's no direction. The ADC is a specific calculated figure by the Auditor General. So I can't agree to that because then it's just saying increase OPEB contributions and there's no direction.
Can I ask you, I just, before you go, quick question. Why is there such a concern with this OPEC? I'm just curious because we brought this up quite a few times there. And again, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad you brought it up because I've learned, I didn't know we had $1.3 million in that account. Good to know. And I didn't know that it was costing us $300,000 a year and that was our liability. So all these things are good to know, but I'm just curious.
Why I'm bringing it up.
Why you're bringing it up, you keep.
I'm going to just move in here for a moment for those in the room and for those listening. OPEB stands for Other Post-Employment Benefits. So this is an account that we dip into when a person retires who is employed by the town. ADC, remind me.
Actuarially determined contributions.
Can I correct you on something, Carrie? Because we don't have.
Yes.
So right now, we have a fund of $1.3 million. It's an investment account. We do not dip into that account right now, but we have the ability to. We can actually go back 2 years. Right now, we spend about $300,000. These are for post-employee benefits. In other words, when somebody retires, most of these retirees have the right to 4 years of health care insurance. But when that happens, some people come on and some people come off. And in the past couple of years, it's been right around the $300,000 level. But we haven't tapped into the $1.3 million. So that amount has been growing. And we voted, I think it was last month, to increase the way we're doing it. Before we had a conservative, we're now more in a growth base. So again, my only concern is having my hands tied. Having a plan of how we're gonna go about it, I have no problem with that. And I think we should know where we're at. And the fact that he brought it up, I think we've all learned a lot. I didn't know it was 300,000. And the reason why I didn't know is because, and I'm gonna bring this up when he talks about revenue expenses, is because everything's looped all together. All the employee benefits, including retirees, it's all together. When we look at the budget, we don't know that. And the other thing, I didn't know about the $1.3 million trust fund. So this is all learning process. But going down the road, we are gonna run into some financial issues with the school debt service and all. I just don't want to have my hands tied to something that some other group may have. And again, we have 4 times what our liability is, so I think we're in good shape. Having a plan, I have no problem with the plan. I have reservations about setting something from an ADC level. That's my only.
And I think we could probably be advised by our budget advisory committee, whether they feel once they dig into it, they may say, we do want to use the ADC levels as a specific guideline, or we are confident that, you know, what we're doing already is not risky and is keeping us at a place that we should all feel confident about. So I agree with Councilman Rigo that we don't need to be that specific, but they may explore and decide that those levels are appropriate for us to make as a goal, and they can come back with a recommendation.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Mr. Solicitor.
Yeah, you know, this all came about, I think this discussion came about because of the bill that was submitted to the General Assembly, H7369. And it would require that this type of plan be put into place. And that bill has passed the House and is currently over on the Senate side. It got scheduled for a committee hearing. I don't know if it finally passes out, but it's pretty far along in the stages. So I think it's prudent if you refer this matter to your budget committee so that they can begin to look at what type of plans should be put in place for matters of this nature, particularly if it becomes a state mandate.
If it passes that, I believe that bill was to make it mandatory for us.
That's
to
correct,
get
correct.
Fundings, yeah. I'll make a motion, we refer this to the budget committee for their opinions
Second.
And recommendation.
and recommendations.
You're comfortable with that?
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up so this is the Municipal Finance Trend Report 2020 to 2024. It came out last year. And it says in Appendix F1, OPEB plan funding analysis. It says right here, Warren, town plan, trust, 34.48%. Now, I don't see where it says there. I'm not going to go digging around too deeply, but that's why I specifically said ADC levels. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
But our budget subcommittee they're all in the room right here. They've heard this discussion. I think they understand that we are serious about this, and I think they will come back with an appropriate recommendation. So
Just one last question for Tony. Tony, can you explain to me why you think they would need legislation? Have there been people that retired that haven't got paid, that they need to make legislation about this?
Yes, there are communities that haven't sufficiently funded their OPEB accounts, and that's led to some issues. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why this legislation was submitted.
I think we're in good shape.
So we have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Over to the budget. Okay, town manager. Discussion and action regarding wastewater treatment facility demolition and replacement of 6-inch sluice gate bid.
Good evening, Madam Vice President. If you recall, this is, we talked about this sluice gate before. This was discovered when they were doing the rail project, and that it's used to take the sludge out of the tanks, and they had to get in there and do it manually, and I think it was quite dangerous for when they were doing that. They discovered it after they had already started this project. 2 months ago, we talked about using ARPA money for it, and you approved using ARPA money for it. We went out to bid. The only bid that came in was from Hart Engineering, who has done a considerable amount of work at the sewer treatment plant. Our operator is very familiar with them. They're comfortable working with them. So I recommend awarding.
Is that a
this.
5 or a 3? 51 or
That's
3?
that's 3. 31,000. I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion. We approve the bid for the replacement of the sluice gate in the amount of $31,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. 2, discussion and action regarding a 1-year extension request for our on-call engineering contract with Fuss & O'Neill. Current contract expires on June 30th, 2026.
Madam Vice President, I have Mr. Gortz from Fuss & O'Neill here. And he can answer any questions for you, but I believe this is a continuation that the town has always done since 2019, prior to me coming on board here. This is using the engineering firm of Fuss & O'Neill when we have questions concerning whether it's a planning board or other uses town officials need advice in planning. And they would charge us at these hourly rates.
I have one question from the man from Fuss & O'Neill. Are we getting billed for your time here tonight? I'm dead serious on that question.
It confirmed that they
Okay.
are not.
I'm dead serious on that question.
But this meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
We will not be billing you.
Are there any other questions for the representative from Fuss & O'Neill? Councilman Trombley?
No.
You do not? Councilman Rigo?
We just had an engineering firm for the sewer department. It wasn't Fuss & O'Neill, was it?
No, that's Woodard and
Wood
Curran.
and Curran, okay.
Yeah, they do. Woodard and Curran does the sewer treatment plant, and Fuss & O'Neill does the other
Townwide.
planning, especially like at the J Mills Park. They worked on that, and they worked on the DPW, the cleanup up there. So
I'll make a motion to approve this 1-year
Should
contract.
we vote? Our planner, Ms. Paul Castro, would like to come forward and speak on this agenda item.
Thank you very much. So Councilman Hanley, yes, I did confirm prior to that Fuss & O'Neill was not charging us for their time this evening. And to speak to that, I'd like you to know that I have worked professionally with Brian Courts and Fuss & O'Neill since 2008 in multiple municipalities in multiple capacities. I find their work to be exemplary, and they also leverage a certain amount of resources and time to brownfield developments, public works if needed, my department. So I just wanted to go on the record as saying how highly I think of them and their organization.
That's great.
Appreciate that.
I think we've been happy with them, except for when they sit in the audience and we're paying them.
That wasn't this guy. All right. Do we have a motion to approve the extension?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I just want to add one thing. You've been with us, what, 30 years? 24, yeah, you've been here for a long time, so you must be doing something right. Good. Thank you.
Alrighty. Next, Finance Director, Mr. Marshall, please come forward. Has everybody reviewed the revenues and expenditures? Any comments, questions for the Finance Director?
I do.
Okay, Councilman Rigo?
So we just had a discussion about OPEB, and one of the things I'd like to see on our cash balance sheet on a monthly basis is our balance of that trust fund. Is that something you can do?
Yes.
Okay. And the second thing I'd like to see is on our budget. Again, right now we don't have a line item for retirees. It's all included. So if we could have that on there, it would be a better way for the council to monitor. So if you could do that.
I've already started working on breaking it.
And also there was one more, we have an account with, the Slocum Fund. It's a very small account, but it is cash that belongs to the town. It is restricted. If you could also add that to the cash balance sheet.
Sure.
Any other questions for the Finance Director? None? The cash balance report, any comments? All right. So next, we're going to go through a process that will take us from the finance director to the rec director to the rest of the departments. This will be basically reconciling various over expenditures that have occurred at the end of this fiscal cycle. Are we able to make a motion, unless any of the council would like to pull any of them, to approve these over expenditures in bulk as stated on the agenda? Or do we need to go through and read each one with all of the account numbers and whatnot?
They could be in bulk by department. And if any of the council members have a question about any of the line items, they can be pulled.
Okay, so because this first batch that starts on page 8 and ends on page 9 has a variety of departments. So we've got outside services, we've got payroll, we've got Mary V, we've got town hall. We can do those. Then we've got public works, and then we've got shared services again. So we're going to have to sort of acknowledge the ones to do in bulk, because then as we continue along, then we go by department. But this first list on pages 8 and 9 include over expenditures from different departments.
We have, in other words, we're doing Mary V. Quirk, we're doing Mary V. Quirk from the planner wages. Would we have to read every number, or could we just read each line without the numbers, Anthony? Because I could go through that pretty quick.
You could read every line. You know, this is something that the charter allows you to do, to shift between line items at this time of the year. So that is something that you can do. Again, if there is an objection from a council member, then you'd have to take that line off.
So let's do this first group on page 8 and 9 one by one, and then we can address the rec department, the rest, the rec director, the public works in groups.
You want to do it, John?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll make a motion, we approve balancing the outside services account for $7,620 from the commissions for the administrative officer.
Should that motion be balancing or overspending?
Overspend, all right. Overspend the outside services in the amount of $7,620 to come out of the commission's administrative officer account.
Second.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
So I'll just make one more tweak, to be offset by. So the next one would be payroll processing services for $4,980 to be offset by the tax assessor wages in the amount of $4,000 and $980 from finance wages, non-union account.
Is that a form of a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the Mary V. Quirk account to be, what did you say?
You know what?
You got it
The
all-
manager kindly.
You got big
yeah,
letters
she-
there.
Yeah, and it says offset. I asked for that. I pass it over to you.
Okay.
That's cheating.
Which one are we at?
We're
We're
on
at
the
Mary V.
first
Quirk. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
at this one here. I make a motion, we overspend the Mary V. Quirk account in the amount of $13,771 to be offset from the following account, from planner wages account.
Motion,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
I'll make a motion, we approve to overspend the town hall expenses account in the amount of $3,452 to be offset by the planner wages account.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Make a motion, we overspend the government center expenses account in the amount of $9,722 to be offset from the planner wages account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the public works overtime account to be offset by the foreman salary account.
Second.
In favor?
Oh, yes, in the amount of $5,585.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the public works clothing allowance in the amount of $1,376 to be offset from the foreman salary account.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the Public Works Tree Management account by $17,000 to be offset by the Public Works Wages Union account.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the Public Works Holiday Lights account in the amount of $4,195 to be offset from the Public Works Wages Union account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the Public Works tipping fees in the amount of $40,300 to be offset from the Public Works Wages Union account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we approve the Shared Services Computer website account in the amount of $20,000 to be offset by the Public Works Wages Union account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the Shared Services Advertising account in the amount of $3,000 to be offset from the Planner Wages account, Planner Wages Union account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion, we overspend the Shared Services Copier Expenses account by $1,000 to be offset from the Boards and Commissions Administrative Officer account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So,
A lot easier with that big letters.
yeah, you gotta know what to ask for. So
Yeah.
just for
Yeah.
the edification of anybody who's left in the room or anybody who's watching, this just balances out the budget for the end of the year, and we are just shifting funds around, so we hopefully come out at a perfect amount. And we will, and we do. Next, we have the Recreation Director. I would suggest we have two items for the Rec Director that are council items to approve, and then we have an over expenditure, so don't go too far, Gary. Number one is discussion and action regarding a request from Nicole Ferrara for an East Bay Roundtable event, Worship with Food at Burrs Hill Park. So earlier in the evening, we approved the entertainment portion, but now we approve the usage of Burrs Hill Park on July 25th. Anything to say?
Just are they still paying the fee or are we waiving the fee? They're still paying the fee? Yeah, make a,
They're
mo-
going to deposit, yeah.
yeah, make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the next is discussion and action regarding a request from George O'Toole of East Bay Community Action Program for a Rally for Recovery event at Burrs Hill Park on September 26th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And then this one here, we're not charging the fee, correct?
We do,
Oh, how come it doesn't have a
Because they
fee?
didn't make it, it said
because,
it's only a deposit.
Oh, okay.
They marked down the other
Okay.
one, yeah.
We did this last year. I make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Ms. Thibodeau keeps a perfect calendar, so there's not any
no.
over or crossover of events. You don't have two people showing up at the same place.
We do not.
Very good. Three is discussion and action requesting permission to transfer funds between the following rec accounts. Rec general maintenance account to be for $935 to be offset by general operating.
We'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that all you have for the whole year? As from the budgeting to offset? Is that one account? Very good.
Have we not done any previously?
I think
Yeah.
previously, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next we have the sewer department. Discussion and action on anticipated overage for plant operations.
Yes, Madam Vice President, I just wanted to bring to the council's attention that, we're still in January, I'm sorry, June, thank goodness it's not January. But, and the balance right now in the plant operations account is about $6,000. We've spent so far this month about $23,000. And the average that we spend at the, for operations, plant operations is between $60,000 and $70,000. So I wanted to bring to your attention that, we will be overspending that
And
account.
how much are you looking for?
I believe we should be looking for about, $50,000.
Was there a reason why it went over? Was there any particular item? I know energy costs.
Utilities.
Yeah, we had some, repairs that we had to make. There was one major repair on Metacom Avenue that cost us quite a bit. There was one on Broad Street that we had to do. Those were unexpected repairs. So
you're looking for 50,000?
yeah,
Make a motion to approve up to $50,000 over expending.
I will second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
thank you.
Right. Next, we have Department of Public Works. Discussion and action requesting permission to transfer funds between the following Department of Public Works accounts. Outside services for $10,000 to the equipment vehicle account.
I'll make a motion, we approve the overspending the outside services account in the amount of $10,000 to be offset by the equipment vehicle account.
Second.
All in
I
favor?
just have a question on this, sorry.
Okay.
Is this, it says request, has this already been spent and this is the recouping, or is this for a specific project or something?
This is linked to item number 2. So it is to gather funds for the items listed in
Okay.
agenda item number 2.
Although there is a little caveat that you're going to tell us about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Madam Vice President.
Yes.
This is a request to transfer of funds. We still have the funds in that account, but we want to put them into the equipment account.
Correct. So I should have made that more clear. So the transferring of these funds means that those funds are still available in the accounts that are being mentioned, and they're being moved into an equipment vehicle account, which in agenda item number 2 will become understood.
So I should reword my motion to transfer, not overspend.
Yes.
I'll change that motion to transfer $10,000 from the outside services account to the equipment vehicle account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to transfer $10,000 from the part-time wages account to the equipment vehicle account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did you get the total?
I said 10,000.
10,000.
Yep. I'll make a motion that we transfer $8,000 from the wages and salaries account to the equipment vehicle account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Okay, so that adds up to $28,000. Item 2 is discussion and action and authorization from the town council to utilize funds transferred to Public Works Vehicle and Equipment account to allow the purchase of equipment, including but not limited to a zero-turn lawnmower, lift gate, and or other necessary equipment not to exceed the transferred total of $28,000. What would you like? Why are we buying this?
So we need a lawnmower. We're in pretty dire need of a lawnmower. We've had a couple of days in our lawn mowing season where all of our lawnmowers have been out of commission. Our newest one is a 2012, and that is the Kubota zero-turn lawnmower. So we are looking at a newer version of that. So we would have 2. We can cut grass faster with more than one lawnmower, bottom line. And the equipment is aging. I do have to say, I want to give a lot of credit to our team at DPW for keeping all of this aging equipment going for as long as they have. They do a great job. The mechanics do a great job. The team that maintains it, the team that uses it, they really are stringing it along as far as they can. But I don't want to be caught in a position where we are no longer able to cut the grass.
Have we ever, and I know that this has been brought up in the past and it sounds funny, but it's true. Have we ever explored the idea of, say, for the cemeteries, for renting goats to do grass maintenance?
I mean, I haven't, but
For those, what do they call it? What do you call the retention ponds? I've thought about for retention ponds. That would really work out, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's a thing.
it is a thing.
It
We
is a thing.
actually, it was done at the marina that I ran.
Okay. I mean, I'm very much in favor of purchasing the equipment that we need. Councilman Rigo?
I do like the goat idea, but now my question is this: do we have to go out big for these lawnmowers?
I have multiple quotes that we've received. We can put it out for bid as well. We've received multiple quotes from multiple vendors.
But still, even you get the quotes, is it over $10,000? I'm assuming
It is.
So doesn't it have to go up to bid? Anything over $10,000?
We can put it out to bid.
Oh, all right. Oh, so you said it already went up for bid?
No, we can.
Oh,
We
okay,
we will.
Yeah, that was it.
All right, so do we?
I'll make a motion. We authorize the funds for Public Works to make the purchases for a zero-turn lawnmower, liftgate, and or other necessary equipment not to exceed the amount of $28,000.
You gonna talk about the compactor now?
Yeah, with as much information as I have, a couple hours prior to this meeting.
Vote on that first.
Is this would be additional discussion that could be, Mr. Solicitor, does this count as necessary equipment? So we cannot discuss this
That's
right
fine.
now. I mentioned it on your behalf earlier as an example of why we run such a tight budget, but we can't discuss it right now. So the amount 28,000 or not to exceed is for those items listed here.
That's fine. I'll have more information on the other item.
Can I just ask, because I'm curious, why wouldn't you? If it's in there that says other necessary equipment, does it have to be specific? Is that what it is?
Okay, just lost an case on that very subject. Not
That's a-
specific enough.
That's a good reason, Tony.
Yes.
Good one.
So after we vote, I do want to ask for a question. I don't think it'll be out of line.
Do you want to?
No one-
Discussion? Go ahead.
Well, no, because I don't want to discuss that till we vote on this, because I don't want to corrupt this with the question I'm
All
gonna
right,
ask.
all in favor? Aye. Go
Do you
ahead.
have any idea what we could be looking at for a cost in the future?
No,
for that
this just happened a
compactor?
couple hours ago.
Okay.
So right now we're working on a contingency plan to keep things running at the transfer station. And then once I've reached out to other public works directors to get a reputable contractor who hopefully will be able to provide a repair. But it should be an article of
Yeah,
note
that's-
that this is something we're going to be looking at that is going to have to be addressed probably in the short term.
We don't want the trash piling up, so if you need
It
a
can.
special meeting, ask us.
But it could go into July where we could have the funds from July.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
All righty.
Thank you.
Moving on, Harbor Master and Harbor Management Commission. Discussion and possible action regarding a potential mooring appeal for the following. And there is a list of names here, but it is my understanding that all of these mooring appeals have been resolved by the Harbor Management Commission, and we are all set with them. So there is no action needed. Next is Senior Center Director, discussion and action requesting permission to transfer funds between the following senior center accounts. Councilman Hanley, you want to
Sure,
motion?
I will make a motion. We transfer $500 from the center maintenance account to the meal site manager account.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you want to talk? You can still talk. You say whatever you want.
No, I was just
Talk
here
about
to
goats
answer
if you want.
any questions that the council may have about this. Look.
Okay. Next is the building official who is, we are missing many of our department heads tonight. And going on with their spirit being here. Request permission to overspend in zoning, or Councilman Hanley, you can go ahead.
Yep, I will make a motion. We overspend the zoning regulatory liaison account in the amount of $256 to be offset by the general office expense account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will make a motion. We overspend the code enforcement account in the amount of $1,073 to be offset by the general office expense account.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next, the police chief. We have a series of more over expenditures and some offsets. Councilman Hanley.
Before you vote on number one, I would like to amend the last sentence, the police differential account from 11,000. I would like to change that to 10,000.
To 10,000?
Yes. So the
Okay.
total would be 38,000.
So we're only going for 38 instead of 39.
Correct.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to make that amendment?
I'm just gonna make the motion to reflect the new amount.
Okay,
I make a motion, we overexpend the police time account in the amount of $30,000 to be offset by the highway safety grant account.
Sorry, you
Wait,
said 38?
no, 39, 30.
38.
You said 30.
I said 38.
You said 30.
You said
I
30.
said 39? Oh, 38. 38,000 to be overspent, to be, now you got me all messed up, Bruce, to be offset from the $10,000 from the highway safety grant account $10,000 from the police holiday account, and $10,000 from the police differential account.
I think the police holiday account for 8,000 and the police differential was 10,000. We reduced it by 2.
Correct.
Did we get that? Did the motion come out properly?
I did? All right, it's 38, sorry. No, it's
we
38.
changed- We just changed it.
Yeah. So we are moving
The
38,000.
total is 38,000.
You know what?
I'll explain to her.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
With
I'm
the-
gonna second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 2,
Any changes there? We good?
Nope, we're good on that one.
I will make a motion, we overexpend the dispatch wages and salaries account in the amount of $7,950 to be offset by the assistant animal control officer account for $2,000 and the animal control officer account for $3,450 and the animal control officer overtime account for $2,500.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 And finally,
I would like to make a motion, we overspend the dispatch overtime account in the amount of $5,000 to be offset by the assistant animal control salary account.
do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Would anybody like to make the final motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
8:30. Good time.